morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America. And hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And today I am going to do a shaped card for you using the Deckled Circles dies. I do that. And this is a relatively new set of dies that I believe is in the mini, this was it, September to December mini catalog. And I haven't done a whole lot with them, mostly because I've been busy with my move, but now I get a chance to play. Excuse me. And today I decided to do a shaped card using these dies, and I've got a concept in mind, and I've made some preparatory steps, but part of it we're going to make up as we go. So the first thing I had to decide was how big I wanted it, and this has, I'm really pleased, they've got a really nicely big multiple step down set of dies here. That's a very nice thing. Let's see how big this is. This goes up almost to 15 centimeters, which means that is what, just under 6 inches, which is a nice size. But I'm going to go a little bit smaller than that for my card, and I'll tell you, here's how I figured it out. I do have 16 centimeter square envelopes, but I decided if you put it in a rectangle envelope, you can send it as a regular card. Squares, I know in the US, and I'm starting to think here in Australia too, you're supposed to put extra postage, but this makes it easy. This is a 5 by 7 inch envelope. They're called something else here, and I can find that. I'll have that in my blog post, what they're called. And so the third circle down is the size that will fit in this envelope. So that's the size I decided to go. And that turns out to be a 13 centimeter square, or what was it, 5 1/8, I believe it is, in imperial. Let's see who's here with me today. Hello, Michelle. Happy Halloween to you. And happy birthday last week. I hope you got your card. And if you are here, please do say hello so I can see who's following along. So I cut a card base that is 13 centimeters square when folded. And I also cut a piece of designer series paper. This is from the, what was it? Hello, Irresistible. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue this on to the card base because I want to cut them all together. If it was a smooth circle, I could do it in either, I wouldn't have to glue it on first, but because this is deckled, I don't want to sit here twisting to get this lined up perfectly. It's going to cut out together and be lined up perfectly. So bring in my glue, and I am going to focus on gluing in the middle and the top and the bottom. The sides are going to get cut off, so I'm not so worried about that. And since they are cut the same size, I can just do that. And I'm just going to burnish it with my bone folder, get that glue all nicely spread out. Look, it's oozing out here at the bottom. Again, that's going to be okay because a lot of that's going to get cut off. We'll just clean that up a little bit. Okay, so that is well glued on there. Sorry, I cleaned the glue off my hands. And then I'm going to cut this out on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Man, I was really excessive with that glue. Okay. We got ways of dealing with that. And to position this, I want to put it on there so that it's hanging off the top. And I don't want to do it just a tiny little bit because I want to make that fold a little bit sturdy. So it's going to be on all the sides and then it's going to hang off like that. I think you can see that. I am going to go cut that out. I figure a bunch of my North American friends are not joining me tonight because they are dealing with trick-or-treaters. Yay, that's so much fun. I had a lot of fun with that last night here. For the first time in 5 years, I don't live in a high-rise that is not populated with people with kids. I'm in a neighborhood that has a lot of young families, and they were out in force last night. It was very fun to see everybody. And that is a lot of layers to get through my cut and emboss machine, so I'm going slowly. But I believe it has done it just fine. See, this is what I was talking about, the lining up business. Yeah, it's a little not so fine down here at the bottom, but I think it will come off. Yeah, there we go. So there is my mostly round card. Hey, Paula. Oh, good. Yes, I feel much better. I'm 100% today. Yesterday morning was a totally different story with the gastro, but today I am fine. So there is my round card, which will fit in my envelope. Easy peasy. So now it's time to do some more layers. And there's the question, what do we do next? So I've got a bunch of the coordinating papers. That one could be kind of fun. And of course I can do cardstock layers too. I went ahead and I stamped and cut out a bunch of leaves. And then the dies that coordinate with this stamp set, there's the stamp set. And the dies are here somewhere. Are there. And I think this one would be fun to put on somewhere. So, we shall see. Please feel free to chime in with ideas, suggestions. So that was the third largest. And I want some of this to be able to be seen. So I'm gonna cut, I think, my next layer there. The question is what color to do. sure that I'm going to do that, I save room for it. I'm just making stuff up here as I go. Like I said, if you have strong feelings about something, speak up. Go. And I think for this one, do this. Okay, so this one, clean that out later. This one we have to actually do a little snipping to get it out of there. So what I do is I snip off and then I go in and sort of clean up those squared off dot edges. So that's going to go on there, but I don't know if you can see here. It's where I snipped it off. It's just kind of straight and ugly and looks snipped off. So I'm going to try to round them up a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of a losing cause, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Especially if there's going to be so much going on here. Okay. I don't think it gains anything from doing the busier side, so I'm not going to. I think it's better on the more yellow side. And then, how are we going to dress this up? What are we going to do? Have we put too much other stuff on here? I'm going to cut out a few of these flowers. Let's see here. Let me get a couple of these out and I will be right back again. The other exciting news that's happening this week is Nicole is going to be moving out of student accommodation and literally across the laneway into a 2-bedroom apartment by herself. One of the bedrooms is going to be her study. We're going to try apartment living again because, oh, that did not come out well at all. Yeah, she's tired of not really being able to cook. There we go. In the place she's in now. And sorry, I'm just looking for my I'm looking for my press and seal because that's a lot of that's not too bad. Yeah, she's tired of not being able to cook is really much of it. And I don't blame her. And there's just barely any room to move. If it were just her and her stuff, let alone Booth as well. And hopefully in the next 6 months, she will finally be getting the new dog. So it'd just be good to have more space. So fortunately, her lease doesn't expire in her current place for quite a while, which means that we're paying rent on 2 places. But it means that we can do a not frenetic move into the new place. I'm sorry, that's getting noisy outside. They do like to keep our streets clean. They come by with, and maybe it's just when there's a lot of leaf fall, I don't know. But they come by, they blow along the curb and the gutter, and then the street sweeper sweeps it all up. But it does get noisy. Anyway, so we're both pretty excited about getting her moved into the new place over the next several weeks. We'll get some of her stuff out of our garage. Some of the bulkier stuff like some furniture. And eventually some, if not all of the boxes that we got up on shelves the other weekend. Okay, I put glue on a lot of those dots, enough I think to get it stuck down. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the leaf blower sound. Fortunately, it's much less here than it was in Arizona in particular. Illinois too, but Arizona was just all the time. But here, very few people have actual lawns to cut and blow. So that's good. Okay, so now we have to figure out how to stick these on. thought I had another. Don't want to cover up all of the fun wreath stuff underneath. So I may not want any of those. Let's see. Let's try that. Okay, now I have those caught on there. Yep, and now I can add some dimensionals. Probably more than enough, but you know, we're going to make sure. Just checking my comments there. Okay. And that lets me get this on here exactly how I want it. Like so. Yep. So let's see what we're going to do on the inside here. I'm going to grab another piece of basic white. And give it a cut so I can put it through my machine. Make a reasonably big circle. I'm going to go down one size to go inside. There's that. I'm going to cut out a few more flowers while I'm over here. Yesterday, Nicole was over here. She was working on her final paper for her art history class, and I helped do a little editing and putting in the footnotes. And it was fun to see what she wrote about. She was doing a look at how contemporary attitudes impact on Catholic themes in artworks. And one piece was from the Renaissance and one was Frida Kahlo. So that was an interesting essay. So I think we're going to decorate in there. With some of those. Yeah, you're being difficult. That's okay. Because you were kind of sticking out too far anyway. And I'm actually going to use a little bit of sticky tape on the back side of these because these are going to be lying flat. And it just helps keep everything together. Let me double check the placement of that. Yeah, that's better. So now I can put glue on and not have to worry about that finely cut. You know, the detailed die cut so much. Add a little bit of glue, but again, not worry about it so much. Go. And now let's look at sentiments maybe. Yeah, and maybe we'll keep it clean to use for anything. Let me put this in. Yep, so going down one makes it really tight with how I cut that off there. If I'd gone down 2 sizes, I wouldn't have to worry about that, but this works just fine. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of bling of some kind. See what my options are. We're just going to pull it all out here, play a little bit. Yeah, nothing in there. No, maybe. Maybe those are new. Into those. Maybe some butterflies. maybe some sequins. And maybe iridescent rhinestones. Let's see what we like here. We like what will open up. Here we go. So the iridescent rhinestones are pretty, and they pick up both the yellow and the pinks. These are, I could go with the gold ones too, couldn't I? I'm just taking a moment to look on the camera. To see things as well. Do a few butterflies floating around. Yes, I have lots of different blings, which is kind of ironic given how much, sometimes I'm like, yeah, no, it's all too much. And then these are brand new Blooming Pearls. I haven't done anything with these yet. Look at how they came. Those are a really nice color on there. I don't know, what do you think? Butterflies? I'm kind of torn between the iridescents, which will be really, they will be really shiny, but it's kind of subtle in there, which is kind of neat. The butterflies. You can see, you can actually see. Or these pearls. What do you think? Pearls, rhinestones, or butterflies? I like the butterfly too. Yeah, I know it's hard to see. I'm gonna go with the butterflies, I think. Do one there. One there. You, I'm not liking so much there. And I think we'll do a couple of the little ones inside. Because we can. That's the nice thing about these, is that they're really quite flat. And so it's easy to put them in there too. says we can't do both, huh? Who says we can't do both? There we go. We did both. So, can you see all of that? And then inside, we've got those guys. And it fits in my envelope. So, there we go. We can decorate our envelope too. Let's just have a good time here. Go. If I wanted to, I could actually cut out one of those flowers instead of stamping, which would make it match better, but we're going to do a little stamping. There we go. No naked envelopes, all right? So there we go. That is my project for you this week. Next week, I'm either going to not do a live or I'm going to shift it probably about an hour later. We have someone coming to do basically an energy assessment of our house, and he likes to work on Wednesday mornings, and Glenn is home on Wednesday mornings usually, so that's what we're going to do. Yeah, it's going to give us a good introduction to what we have in terms of insulation or not, and our windows, and just sort of options to sort of sort where we're going to go in terms of energy efficiency and maybe solar panels and all of that stuff going forward. So, yeah, keep an eye on my page. I'll do an update about exactly whether I'm going to be skipping or delaying an hour or so. But I will keep you apprised of that, and I will see you next time, whenever that is. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you. Bye.